Hey guys, welcome back. Now, as we are basically halfway through summer, I thought I would do a little roundup of all the SPFs that I've tried this year. As you know, SPF is so important as part of your skincare routine. It's so important that you protect your skin, especially if you're on treatments like tretinoin, differin, Accutane, like all the different retinoids. Even more important. So some of these products have been amazing and some of them have been not so amazing, but I thought I would just do a run through of each of them and give you an honest review so that hopefully it can help you choose the right SPF for you this summer. So as always, let's jump straight into it. So first up is the Bioderma Photoderm Max, and this is an SPF50 and it's tinted and it's the aquafluid. So this stuff is essentially a tinted SPF. It comes out quite a thin consistency and the coverage is minimal, but it definitely helps bring your skin back to life if you like, if you feel like you're feeling quite tired and run down. For me, I don't tan on my face and my chest at all, even if I try. Like in my 20s, when I would sit there and honestly really try and get a tan, it wouldn't be happening. But my arms, my legs, my stomach, back, that all tans really well. So if you're on holiday and you feel like you really want to have your face and your chest match the rest of your body, then this could be a really good shout. So my honest review of this stuff is that I really do like it. And when I first got it, I was obsessed. I was like, yep, I'm gonna wear this every day. It's perfect. But the reality is I don't wear foundation anymore day to day. And I actually find it kind of high maintenance to do that. Like if I'm just going to work, I really can't be asked to put an entire full coverage foundation routine on. So you might think that this would be easier to apply, but I actually find that this requires quite a lot of blending for my skin tone to make it all kind of match. So this just felt like too high maintenance day to day to keep applying. It also left me quite shiny, so you also need like a powder on top, particularly if it's really hot. So yeah, for that reason, I'm not applying this as much as I thought I would be. However, if you're going to like a wedding, for example, which I have done quite a few times this year, and you're outside in the sunshine, then this is perfect because it kind of provides enough coverage if you use it with like concealer and a powder that it feels like a really natural kind of glowy look. And also, of course, it feels like you're actually wearing like full makeup, so you feel really kind of like done up and ready to go, basically. So yes, really like this. I'm just concerned that I might not get through the entire bottle before the 12 months are up. In fact, I think this even says 6 months. On the back. Yes, it does. You can use this for 6 months since you opened it to make sure it actually gets the full effect. And yeah, I'm not convinced I'm going to use this within 6 months, which is why I've kind of placed this like somewhere in the middle in terms of all of these different SPFs. Like it, but I'm not sure I use it enough to love it. So the next one is something that I went back to after using last year. I still had the same bottle, so I kind of just wanted to use it up. And that is the Vichy SPF30. And I picked this up before I went to Italy last year, and I really, really liked it whilst I was away. You can have this open for 12 months as it says on the back. So whilst I was using it last year, the texture felt great. Like if I was on the beach, it didn't make me feel too shiny. It also felt like it just kind of sunk into my skin better than some SPFs. The only problem with this one is it did leave kind of like a bluish white tint to your skin, which I didn't love when I was away, but obviously when you're getting some sort of like colour to your face, if I was getting a few freckles or whatever, it kind of outbalanced that kind of like really white cast. Having said that, if I then go and use this in the UK, I just feel like a bit of an idiot wearing this on its own. I was doing that for a little while and yeah, I just wasn't comfortable with how my skin looked. It also, then this year, I felt started to break me out. And it might be because this product is a little bit older now, so I'd had this open for, yeah, like 8-9 months by the time I went round to using it again. So I'm not completely convinced that this was perfect for my skin. Like I said, I did attribute a few breakouts to this. When I started using it again, I wasn't changing anything else in terms of like my diet, my skincare, anything. And I did notice that I was starting to get breakouts around my chin again. And in terms of the texture, let me show you. So next up is one that I absolutely love, and this is by Luminosity, and I discovered Luminosity on Instagram, and honestly this brand is amazing. I absolutely love what they stand for. They help specifically acne prone skin, so if you find an SPF that is designed for acne prone skin, you know you're in good hands. And so yeah, they really kindly sent this to me for free, but have not asked me to talk about it whatsoever. I'm honestly speaking about this from the heart because it worked so well. The consistency of this I absolutely love. It doesn't break me out at all. It feels very kind of like nourishing and soothing on my skin as well. The only reason why I haven't been applying this daily in the summer is because it's SPF 30, and I was looking for an SPF 50 like the other two I just showed you. But definitely when the winter months come back round, I'm going to be using this more regularly, and I honestly cannot tell you how much I like it. Like, it is just the best consistency. Let me show you. This stuff just blends in so well. It makes your skin feel really, really hydrated as well. The only downside I would say to this is that there is a slight scent to it. The other two, as far as I'm aware, I know the Vichy one definitely has a scent, really, really powerful scent actually, but the Bioderma one does not, which I really like. But yeah, the Luminosity has a slight fragrance to it, which obviously isn't ideal, but I haven't noticed that my skin has any problems with that whatsoever. It honestly feels really kind of nourished. I would also say, potentially because this is SPF 30 as opposed to a higher SPF coverage, the actual like white cast that you sometimes get with SPFs doesn't really happen with this either. Maybe ever so slightly, but it's nothing noticeable, and I'm more than happy to wear this throughout the day. So yeah, if you're looking for an SPF specifically designed for acne prone skin, then this probably is the winner. So next up is a bit of a different one because it's actually a foundation, and the reason I want to bring this one up is because it has a really good broad spectrum SPF coverage, and that is the Perricone MD No Makeup Makeup. And this stuff I can't promise you I've used enough of to give you a full review, but the times that I have used this, which again has been either at weddings or has been at day events, this stuff has actually been amazing because it doesn't feel like heavy coverage for a foundation. It really and truly feels like a tinted SPF. So maybe they should rebrand this and call it that, because that's exactly what it feels like. But this stuff is great. So you feel like you have a slightly more buildable coverage than you would do, for example, like the Bioderma, but it does feel light enough that you want to wear it in the sunshine, you know? You don't feel like you're just being caked in makeup. The best thing about this stuff is it doesn't feel quite as shiny as when you apply some of the SPFs. So I like using this, especially if I'm having like photos taken or something like that. So again, I've worn this at a wedding this year and really, really liked it. I'll show you the consistency. So yeah, I noticed with this, it didn't cause me any kind of problems at all. It's slightly scented, which is annoying, but yeah, my sensitive skin didn't react to this at all, and yeah, just generally really likes this. I would definitely recommend. So next up is potentially the winner this year, and I've been talking about this quite a lot over on Instagram, but it is the Altruist SPF30, and this stuff just ticks all of the boxes, guys. Like honestly, I can't believe I've lived without this for my entire life. The only downside to this one is that it leaves my skin really, really shiny. I think it's the amount of glycerin that's in this, but still, if you want to find an SPF that is unscented, that's SPF 50, that doesn't leave a white cast because it's a chemical SPF, then honestly, this is probably the best one to go with. I actually found this on Dr. Dre's YouTube channel. If you don't follow her, then you absolutely need to. She's a dermatologist who talks about all different kind of skincare routines, different products, and she is so into her SPFs that I completely trust everything she says, which is why I picked this one up. This has super high UVA and UVB protection, it's fragrance free, it's non-sticky, I can vouch for all of those things, and I also apply this on my body. So this was great. You know, when you're going away and you don't want to take like full luggage, you just want to take hand luggage, and of course you don't want to have like the liquid issue. I was taking this with me because it is enough that it can cover your entire body, and also you don't feel scared putting this on your face like you would do. Usually bottles this size are kind of designed for, yeah, your body. Out of all of these SPFs, this is definitely designed for all different skin types, whether you are super light, super dark. It's not going to leave that really weird kind of white cast on your skin, as I said, because it's a chemical SPF. But yeah, I love this stuff. I can't get enough of it. It's honestly been the best thing that I've found this year. As I said, with the glycerin issue and making you look quite shiny, that is unfortunate. I would just recommend maybe a light translucent powder, or you can blot throughout the day, which is something that I do. But yeah, definitely recommend this one. So lastly, I just wanted to give a bit of a shout out to my daily moisturizer that I've been using for the last couple of years, and this is the Avene Hydrance Optimale, and I have it in Rich. So this one is actually SPF 20, and this is definitely not enough for the summer, but for the UK winter I have been using this, and I would recommend potentially looking at what SPF your moisturizer has, because even if you're going to use this and then go in with another SPF, it's always good to have that extra coverage. But I just wanted to shout this one out because it's done such a good job for me over the last few years, and whilst I definitely don't recommend to go with this on its own, if you are looking for some moisturizer before you go in with any other SPF, for example, these two make a really good team, then yeah, definitely look into this. It's honestly been so good for my sensitive skin, I can't even tell you. So I still haven't found the one SPF that I'm willing to use every single day and I will never change from ever again. So if you have any recommendations, please leave them below. Ideally, I want this to replace my moisturizer. I want it to be SPF 50. I don't want it to leave a cast. I don't want to be left shiny. I don't want it to be scented. So as you can imagine, I'm feeling quite fussy. But if you think you have found that exact SPF, please let me know. I would love your help. If you're wondering what I do when I do have really oily skin, especially when using SPFs that make my skin really shiny, then I put together my best ever tips for dealing with oily skin. I will link that on screen now, so go and check that out and I'll see you over there. Yeah, go easy with that stuff, but it can really, really help. So I couldn't make a video like this without including blotting papers because, of course, if you have oily skin, these are kind of an essential. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you some of my favorites on screen right now. My favorites are two, one by Boots and one by Superdrug. Both of them are so great. Honestly,